Well, welcome back, Cosmic Collective. I am so excited you're enjoying these prompts. I definitely worked really hard to create the graphics and to do the research and to create something where I really wanted to give back and inspire the viewer to engage higher timelines while honoring the past as well as transforming the future. So again, please join me and subscribe to the Mystic Academy on YouTube for creative prompts which awaken the Cosmic Collective. I've been exploring the healing art of flow for many years, and I've got so much I want to share. The goal has always been to connect, create, and educate. We are creating empowering prompts, which I've dedicated over 6 years, coming upon 7, and I have been creating and creating and creating. I invested this time and energy because it's important to show the world that generosity and loving intention always returns and multiplies. So thank you in advance for returning that love and kindness in which these videos were created. I am beyond grateful to my spirit guides, my loving angelic team, for the guidance and support through this awakening journey. And thank you again to my cosmic family for sharing your light and holding space for me. Forever yours, Lindsay.
Unlock
now
your limitless potential. Connect, create, educate.
Thank you. Now, we are venturing in to prompt 17, and I'm very excited about this one. We are going to be exploring card number 10 in the original Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, the Wheel of Fortune. So let's get to it. The Wheel of Fortune is a fascinating card, chock full of symbolism. So let's explore the meanings. First, we have the wheel at the center of the card, and it's a very large wheel, and it represents the cyclical nature of life, fate, and destiny, symbolizing the constant movement of change, which we all experience. And that wheel turns, and of course, our circumstances shift, sometimes for the better and sometimes for the worse. We also have 4 creatures in the corners here around that wheel. And you'll find that these 4 creatures are often depicted as a lion, an eagle, a bull, and a human. And they represent the 4 fixed signs in astrology: the Leo, the Scorpio, the Taurus, and the Aquarius. These creatures symbolize stability, transformation, strength, and intellect. Comment below if you know which of the fixed signs represent which of those descriptions. They also correspond with the 4 elements: fire, water, earth, and air. Now, another symbol you'll notice is the Sphinx sitting atop the wheel, and this Sphinx usually is a human with the body of a lion, embodying wisdom, mystery, and the riddles of life. It challenges us to seek deeper understanding and hidden truths. We also have these ascending and descending figures on either side of the wheel, and there are these figures climbing upward and the other going down. These represent the dual nature of existence. Sometimes we rise and achieve success and experience good fortune, And other times we fall, face challenges, and encounter setbacks. The outer ring of the wheel is often inscribed with letters, typically the Hebrew letters Yod, He, Va, and He. These letters spell out the name of God, Yahweh. And this symbolizes the divine influence over the cycles of life and the interconnectedness of all things. We also have the animate and inanimate, and that is where the wheel contains both living and non-living elements. This duality reminds us that everything is interconnected, from the smallest atom to the grand cosmic cycles. Now, we also have an upside down wheel, and in some decks, the Wheel of Fortune is depicted upside down. This reversal suggests unexpected changes, reversals of fortune, or a need to break free from repetitive patterns. In readings, the Wheel of Fortune signifies change, cycles, luck, destiny, and it encourages us to embrace life's ups and downs, knowing that everything is part of a larger cosmic dance. Whether we're on the ascendant or descendant cycle, we're always moving forward on the wheel of life. Remember that interpretations can vary based on different tarot decks, and it's best to trust your instincts and explore the power of this card. So just a deeper dive into the symbolism and meaning of the 10th card found in the tarot, the Wheel of Fortune. Two words that come to mind are revolution and repetition. Those Hebrew letters representing the name of God can also be depicted as Taro, which can mean Torah, meaning truth, or the Rota, meaning wheel. And a wheel that we see is filled with alchemical symbols signifying Mercury, sulfur, salt, and the Aquarian symbol. And the wheel indicates that cyclical nature of fate and fortune. The figures in the corner showcase tetramorph, guardians of the four directions of space, and defenders against a return of chaos. The falling figure, the typhoon, the snake, embodies destruction and indicates the balance of creative and destructive forces. And that rising figure is the Anubis, an Egyptian god from the dead, indicating the mastery over death and over fortune. And the Sphinx represents fateful forces of the unconscious and perpetual change. Some of the key words when we are describing the Wheel of Fortune archetype or that energy are outside forces, alternate currents, karma, fortune, expansion, activity, development, destiny, opportunity, possibility, revolution, change, cycles, flux, fate, and again, cycle. Some of the archetypes that can be used when describing the Wheel of Fortune energy are providence, kismet, divine will, karma, fortuna. We also have Bhava Chakra, and this is known as the Wheel of Life, and it's a powerful, intricate symbol in Tibetan Buddhism. So let's explore that meaning. The Bhava Chakra is a visual teaching aid symbolizing samsara, which is the cycle of existence or the cyclical existence, and it is commonly found on the outside of walls of Tibetan Buddhist temples and monasteries in the Indo-Tibetan region. The etymology of the term Bhava Chakra is being or worldly existence, becoming, birth, production, origin. And it denotes the continuality of becoming or reincarnating in one of the realms of existence within that cycle of rebirth, life, and maturation. Chakra, which is derived from the Sanskrit word wheel, also symbolizes circle or cycle, and chakra is used to denote mystic diagrams and is part of the subtle body teachings that we find in Tibetan Buddhism. The elements found in the Bhaka Chakra are hidden in various levels and elements. The hub creatures at the center of the wheel are the three creatures, a pig, a rooster, and a snake. And these represent the three poisons of ignorance, attachment, and aversion. The second layer represents karma, the actions we accumulate based on our thoughts, words, and deeds. And the third layer depicts samsara, the cycle of existence, and its 6 paths, the different realms of existence. Again, there are many archetypes that can be used to describe the Wheel of Fortune, and I invite you to do your own deep dive and research on the archetype that best resonates with you. Now, the lesson learned when we are dealing with the Wheel of Fortune energy is that of fate. The Wheel of Fortune is the constant and inconstant flow of all time, marking the cycles and events of continuality. At the wheel, on a simple level, we see a change in one's luck for the better, and on a deeper level, a reminder to cultivate that which lies within. So the Wheel of Fortune symbol is older than the deck of tarot. Found in medieval manuscripts and upon the walls of ancient European churches, when the Wheel of Fortune speaks to you, it says, I am the eternal force of time, and my essence revolves solar systems, stars and suns, and endless revolution and expansion. I am the flowing nature of life, like tidal currents and seasonal changes. I sometimes ride high and low. The only way to maintain an equilibrium is to remain centered in the middle. I am you in the throes of destiny. Now I'm going to share my interpretation of the Wheel of Fortune, and it's one of immense psychic sensitivity. The hair in the moon is often depicted as a silhouette within the lunar surface, and in astrology, the moon is associated with the subconscious mind, emotions, and intuition. So the hair, with its keen sense and nocturnal nature, symbolizes heightened awareness and psychic sensitivity. Those attuned to the energy of the hair in the moon may find themselves guided by intuition, dreams, and synchronicities, navigating the unseen realms and the grace within. There's also a lot of fertility and renewal symbology In astrology, the moon governs cycles of growth, transformation, and regeneration, mirroring the waxing and waning phases within the lunar cycle. So the presence of the hare in the moon reminds us of the cyclical nature of life, death and rebirth, inviting us to embrace change and the natural cosmic dance. You'll also notice there is a lot of divine feminine symbology in this depiction, and that of lunar deities and goddesses, which embody the qualities of intuition and nurturing, as well as the mysteries of the feminine. The presence of the hare and the moon invites us to embrace and integrate these qualities within ourselves, honoring this sacred feminine within and without. There is a lot of moon symbolism. So depending upon the astrological natal charts and the position of the moon reveals a lot about your emotional nature, your instincts, and your subconscious patterns. And those with a prominent hare in the moon may resonate with the themes mentioned. I know that my moon is in Aquarius, so this card really embodies that feminine nature that I find so intriguing. Now, just as a reminder, the symbolism is often layered and subjective, so it is up to the viewer to decide what this card means for them. But I will say that I have created this image with the sole intention of connecting the cycles of nature and embracing the magic woven within that fabric and really honoring the feminine nature of things, as I really have been diving deep into symbols. So you'll also notice the pentagram in the center. Notice that the top of the pentacle is pointing up, which is talking about spirit. This is in no way suggesting anything satanic. It is actually embracing the feminine. And so that's an important note that I'd like to make for all of those people that are worried, about certain symbols and what they might represent. I certainly am 100% in loving condition with spirit and with the loving light of God. And that's what this depiction means for me. It is also showcasing a hexagram around these symbols, which is, again, a symbol of protection and embodiment. So it's a very different depiction than your standard Wheel of Fortune, but the message is that when we follow the flow, we are in perpetuation with the natural cycle of life. Therefore, fortune is ours for the taking. Be the flow. Are you ready for prompt number 17? Well, I cannot wait to deliver one of my favorite prompts to date. And this is one that involves color therapy and elemental guidance. So your job now, or your task, or your invite, is to study the color palette and find a color that really speaks to you. It might be shouting at you. For example, in our last video, we talked about a moon ritual. And in this prompt, I invite you to explore color magic. So let me give you some examples of color candles or colors that you might meditate upon in order to invoke certain outcomes. So for example, I have a bunch of different colored candles, and I like to inscribe in the wax different runes or symbols that help me really tap into certain energies. But just to give you a quick example, when you're thinking about color choices for color therapy or spell magic, whatever you wish, white often depicts meditation and healing and perpetual. Then when we use black as a way of harnessing a warding off or a protection or a removing of negative. That's a way that sometimes we use black candles to protect or ward off anything unwanted. Feel free to reverse that if it makes more sense for you. And then when we use red as a color therapy or a color magic, we can think about passion, and we can think about lust, and we can think about physical attraction and courage, tapping into that root chakra. And then pink might invoke romance or relieving your depression or a feeling of balance or a feeling of friendship. Whereas yellow might promote intellectual stimulation, mental clarity or knowledge, and this manifestation of information. Blue can often symbolize creativity or harmony, calm, peace, healing, spirituality. Of course, any of these colors can represent whatever you feel when you look upon that color. These are just suggestions. Green often, for me, depicts material growth or growth of any kind because I love to garden, and when I see bright green grass all over or fresh sprouts from seeds I've planted, I feel an enormous manifestation of growth. It can also mean grounding or fertility. Purple sometimes symbolizes spiritual development or practice and psychic energy, as well as opportunity and awareness, whereas orange can often bring about a sense of ambition or positivity. It definitely, the color orange and yellow help me when I'm feeling a little bit low or depressed. I use the color orange and the color yellow to bring my emotional healing up. And that helps with success and prosperity. Now, I just used a brown candle today. Brown helps with stability and security and protection for animals and concentration. So when we think about the color brown, we often think about that root chakra again. We think about the soil. We think about the plentiful ground that helps build things, that helps create and manifest beautiful growth. Now, there's also light blue. That's a color that I think of when I think of the sky. And I like to think about inspiration when I'm looking upward towards the sky and I see the white clouds and I see all the different colors that the sun is casting. And I think about devotion, and I think about how I might make a wish. And then there is gold and silver. Now, gold and silver have very symbolic meanings. Gold often is associated with abundance, power, fame, fortune, but it's also very connected to the sun, which is the masculine, and silver is often depicted as the moon and the feminine. So depending upon what you're trying to manifest or therapy into your life, those two colors in balance are really nice. They're a really nice way to use the two energies, the sun and the moon, the masculine and the feminine, as a way of manifesting balance into your life. Because balance is way more important than one or the other, 100%. So you take that 50-50 and you get 100, and there's your math for the day. So I hope that this helped give you some ideas for your prompt 17. I invite you to use colors in any way you wish. Perhaps you decide to create a garment of some kind that embodies a color that you need to use to manifest more of your power. Or perhaps you decide to eat a plentiful plate of greens because your heart chakra is feeling off balance. Or perhaps you decide to take a dip in some cool, crystal clear water. Perhaps you imagine that water to be blue. Whatever it is, I hope it brings you healing, and I hope that you want to share it with the Cosmic Collective so that we can all heal with you on your color therapy journey. We can all be color therapists. How cool is that? And until next video, be the flow.
Unlock your limitless potential. Connect, create, educate.